Hey guys, it's Dave. I'm here with your April 11th, 2016 Monday Night Raw recap. So we started the show with Shane McMahon coming out again. I don't know why he is still in charge of Raw. He lost his match at WrestleMania against The Undertaker, but they have him out again this week, this time stating that the social media was so positive for what Shane did, so they wanted to bring him back for this week. I don't know. Seems like very odd booking again, but again, it's the WWE, so why am I surprised? So Shane comes out, he announces that there's going to be a women's title match tonight. Natalya versus the champion Charlotte. Okay. He also announces that there's going to be a new tag team title tournament to face the New Day for the tag titles. And he also announces that Sami Zayn will face AJ Styles. And if Styles beats Zayn, it remains at Payback. It will stay Reigns versus Styles. And if Zayn wins, Zayn will be added to the main event for a triple threat match between Styles, Reigns, and Zayn. Cue Kevin Owens music. So Kevin Owens comes out, says that he was screwed. He deserves to be in that title picture. Then he says that he still deserves his rematch for the Intercontinental title because he never took it. So he demands that he gets that. And Shane says, no, that's not going to work. You will face Cesaro for the number one contendership to face The Miz for the Intercontinental title. Cue Cesaro's music. He comes out, and we get into Kevin Owens versus Cesaro for the number one contendership for the Intercontinental title. The match was awesome. Both guys looked great. The storytelling was great. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Cesaro wins. He pins Kevin Owens. So Cesaro is now the number one contender for the Intercontinental title against The Miz. One thing I'm going to state about the Intercontinental title scene is that I am very upset and saddened that they have kind of forgotten about Zack Ryder. They gave him his little moment, and now he seems to be off the face of the earth, and that's unfortunate because I think they missed the boat with doing something with Zack a little bit more. Maybe they will do something with him in the future, but the guy's been around forever. He deserved it, and I'm kind of upset that they played that the way they did, but it is what it is, so let's move on. I have my notes here, so don't mind me. Then we get into the New Day come out. They announced the title tournament for their titles, and will anybody beat them? They were great, as always, with their spiel. So they introduced the tournament, and the first match we get are the Dudleys versus the Lucha Dragons. Right away, Kalisto is hurt outside the ring, so it's basically Sin Cara against the Dudleys. The Dudleys make quick work of them. The Dudleys advance. Then we get Reigns comes out to a ton of boos, still being booed crazy. But I am starting to feel that the heel turn might be coming soon, and it should. He has tremendous heat, and being a heel would be probably the best move for Reigns. It's not going to be force-fed down the WWE Universe throat, so they're not going to take him as a face. But if they maybe do turn him heel, this could work as a top-level heel in the WWE and as champion. He's got his one-liner now that is repeated now, I think 3 times. I'm not the... What does he say? I'm not the man... Or... I don't know, something where he ends it where I am the man or something like that. I don't know. But it seems to be working. People are really irritated by him. And I think the heel turn should come soon because he could have great heat. And as a heel, he could possibly be the most over heel right now on the WWE roster. So we get he comes out. Then the League of Nations comes out. Sheamus, Alberto Del Rio, and Rusev no longer with King Barrett. They kicked him out. He also did not sign with the WWE, so he is gone from the WWE. They come out to confront Reigns. To then, when Bray Wyatt's little intro happens, the arena goes black, and out comes Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, and Eric Rowan. They're there. They fend off the League of Nations, and then Shane comes out saying that he's going to set up a main event of Reigns and Bray Wyatt versus the League of Nations. So this must be the official Bray Wyatt face turn, and I'm kind of happy because he was an over heel. So I'm glad to see that they've given him a face turn, but I would have liked to have seen what he could have done, and there's plenty of time in his career, but I would have liked to have seen him have a long reign as a heel, as a new face of fear in the WWE. But we're getting a face turn. Bray Wyatt, that's fine. Who knows? It might not even last that long. We'll see. But the audience was definitely receptive to it. So we get that. Then we get the women's title match. Charlotte and Natalya. Really good match. Very good match, actually. And they went for a while. Beautiful moonsault again by Charlotte. She misses it, but great move. She makes it look so effortless and so perfect. Basically, the match ends where Natalya has Charlotte in the sharpshooter. Rick pulls the ref out. As he's pulling the ref out, Charlotte starts tapping out. So they ring the bell, but it ends up that Charlotte was disqualified because Rick pulled the ref out. So Natalya won by disqualification, but Charlotte keeps the women's title. As we all know, the title does not change hands on a DQ or countout, only on a pinfall or submission. So I'm assuming that's going to prolong that feud a little bit more. They did also announce, I don't know if it's the first time they announced it, but they did announce that Brie Bella has wrestled her last match, and that was at WrestleMania. So I guess Brie Bella is retiring from the WWE. And don't know if she'll retire from Total Divas. She might still do that, I would guess so. But it looks like she's done with wrestling, which that's unfortunate because that was one of Lauren's favorite. And it probably means the same for Nikki since she has a really bad neck injury. So we'll see what happens with that. Then we get another match in the tag team title tournament. It's the Social Outcasts. It is we get Curtis Axel and Heath Slater against the Usos. Good match, actually. I was very impressed with the Outcasts. I thought they worked very well. They go on their little bow train around the ring, which causes them to lose the match to the Usos. The Usos win, but then out of nowhere, we get we get Gallows and Anderson come out of nowhere and demolish the Usos, which is awesome. I want to see what they're going to do with Gallows and Anderson. Are they going to have them come in as their separate own entity of a tag team, or are they going to link them back up with maybe Finn Balor and or AJ Styles, recreate the Bullet Club or the Balor Club or whatever they want to call it? So I'm curious to see what they do with Gallows and Anderson. So this should be interesting. I cannot wait to see what they do. I love the young talent being brought in, injected into the WWE now, and hopefully they start letting them shine. Then we get the Styles and Zayn match. Phenomenal match. Really, really, really good match. These two work great. And at the end of it, AJ hits the phenomenal forearm, gets the pinfall. So it will remain AJ Styles versus Reigns at Payback. I'm hoping that they're not just feeding AJ Styles to Reigns to have Reigns destroy him. Do I think they'll give AJ Styles the title? They could shock us. I don't think they will. I think they're going to have AJ kind of try to put Reigns over, to carry him. But I don't think anybody can carry Reigns to a good match. So this should be interesting to see what happens with that moving forward to the Payback pay-per-view. Then we get the Chris Jericho comes out with the highlight reel, interrupted by Dean Ambrose, who says it's now called the Ambrose Asylum. He questions Jericho on his scarf. They have a little words back and forth, and then finally Ambrose just hits Jericho with the Dirty Deeds. So this might be setting up a Jericho-Ambrose feud, which I'm sure it is, and hopefully it's a feud to put Ambrose over, because actually, guys, I'm starting to really feel Dean Ambrose. I do actually like him now. I was very skeptical in the beginning of him. I didn't get the whole thing, but now I'm getting it. I like it, and I want to see Ambrose go over Jericho, which I think they will do, because I think Jericho is probably done after Payback for for a while at least, to do his own stuff. As we all know, he doesn't wrestle all the time. So I'm curious to see what they do, and Ambrose I expect to go over Jericho, but Jericho will put him over and make him look good, hopefully. Then we get to Apollo Crews beat Adam Rose from Social Outcast. It was a simple squash match just to make Crews look good. I want to see what they're going to do with this kid and see how they're going to work him into some storylines. So that should be interesting. I'm kind of curious to see what they do with that. I would have went a different route with Crews. I would have maybe introduced him as a fourth member of maybe the New Day. It would have given him right away. He would have been positive heat. He would have the crowd would have loved him. They could have put him in, and he would have fit perfectly in with the New Day. He's very athletic, big. Him and Big E together could have been a very good tag team. And I think it would have given him kind of like a little bit of a push already, and giving him some notoriety. You know, besides the NXT people that know him, that follow NXT, people that don't, he would have been with the New Day, and anything with the New Day now, anything they touch is gold. So I think that could have worked, but we'll see what they do. I'm hoping they do right by Cruz. He looks like he's got the build to be a pretty damn good WWE superstar. Then we get the main event. It's Bray and Reigns against Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio of League of Nations. It was actually surprisingly a very good match. Considering League of Nations are kind of boring. I love Bray, and as we all know, I do not like Roman Reigns. Reigns was booed almost constantly and consistently throughout the whole match. It was amazing how many hot tags Bray got as the new face, I guess. I guess he is the face of fear because he is the face of, starting to become the face of the WWE. The crowd popped every time he got in there. So basically, what we got was a lot of back and forth. Finally, the lights went out. Strowman and Rowan came out to fend off Rusev. Get that third party out of there. Alberto Del Rio goes in there to take care of Bray. Bray hits him with Sister Abigail out of nowhere. Gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Bray, Rowan, and Braun have a stare down of Reigns, and they cut off. So big cheers for Bray when he got the pin. He got a lot of hot tags. The crowd was going crazy for Bray Wyatt. They were booing pretty consistently Reigns. So I'm curious to see where they're going now with this Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns feud, or whatever they're doing their storyline. Kind of curious to see. It wasn't a bad Monday Night Raw. It was actually very entertaining. I love the idea of a tournament. I love tournaments when it makes sense, and it does make sense have a tag team title tournament to set up. I think what they're going to set up is the Enzo and Cass versus New Day, maybe at Payback, which would be awesome. The mic work will be fantastic. I love what they're doing with Zayn and AJ Styles, giving them time. I also love the Cesaro Owens. I love that Cesaro's back. I'm glad that they're giving some of these guys the time, but I am upset by the few people that we didn't see. Still no word from Brock Lesnar after WrestleMania. Haven't heard from him. No Zack Ryder, which is disappointing. Where's Dolph Ziggler again? Talk about the push that should have happened years ago. Where's Ziggler? So there are still a bunch of people that are kind of MIA. You don't know what's happening with them. And I feel like that is consistent with the WWE storyline and booking and writing, where they just leave people hanging and you don't know what happened to them. I mean, are we to assume that Zack Ryder lost on SmackDown, so he's just done? He's done. He doesn't want his title anymore. He doesn't want to come back and fight for it. Are we supposed to assume that Ziggler is just, he just disappeared for a little bit, taking a siesta? So that is what it is. This was my Monday Night Raw recap. Let me know what you thought. Leave your comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. And I'll catch you on the next one. Adios, guys.